Hi, my name is Rich Vellante. I'm the executive chef of Legal Seafoods in Boston, Massachusetts for About.com Food, and today we'll be going to shuck some oysters. And what you need with oysters are obviously going to your local fishmonger and buying some oysters, and then also you'll need an oyster knife. Now this is a very sturdy knife and has a pointy end to it. You'll see a number of different styles, but what you can do is go to a store like a Williams-Sonoma to purchase something like this. The other thing that you'll need is a dish towel. The other thing that you can do is a type of glove. Now this glove, which I'll use today, but this glove will protect you if you're trying to open up the oyster and something slips by mistake. It protects you from this sharp point of this knife. So why don't we get going and try this technique? If you notice in the oyster, it's very, very flat and almost it's seamless in the front of it. So the only area where there's a potential opening to actually hinge it is right in the back, and you'll see there's this natural hinge, and that's what this type of knife is used for. You get your knife in that hinge, and you see how I can get some of the knife in there, and it's essentially like a hinge, and what I can do is work it in and then pop it open. Now there's two different techniques. You can hold one in your hand, but I would recommend, if you're just someone who's learning how to do this, what I would do is grab a towel, place it on a firm board, and then hold down one side, and it'll give you some leverage. And what you do is, this is the hinge area, and what I'm doing is I'll get the knife into that point, and what I'll do is I'll establish a firm contact, and then I'll wiggle it a little bit until I feel like it's solid, and then I'll turn the knife just a tad to pop it open. Now if you see, it's starting to pop open, okay? But don't forget that the oyster is connected. It's connected right in this area, right in the center of the oyster. It's connected to the top of the oyster, and it's also connected to the bottom shell. So remember, just like a clam, it's connected to the top and the bottom of the shell. So what I've done is initially open up the hinge. Now what I want to do is run my knife along the top. I do not want to make contact with the oyster and sever it and slash it open. So I'm running my knife, I'm actually turning it on an angle and running my oyster knife along the top. So I'm feeling the shell on the top. I'm staying away from the bottom. And what I've done is I've opened this up, and now I have the oyster inside. And so then I cut along the bottom of the oyster. One thing with oysters as well is you'll notice there's some mud in here. You'll see some debris in this area. I'm also cupping it so none of the liquid would come out of the oyster. Now what I want to do is run my towel just along here, just to get some of the mud and some of the sea bottom out of there. And essentially what you have is this beautiful oyster sitting in a little bit of brine, and it's great with a squeeze of lemon. It's great with some Tabasco. Thanks for watching, and if you want to learn more, visit us on the web at food.about.com.